Well, hello there. 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 And welcome back to the final episode of this season of Sons of the Forest. There we go, I had to do it like 10 times, but we're gonna keep this one, I guess. Yeah, it's fine. Anyway, so today is the official world tour of the season as a final close off. And we're right here back where it all started, so I wasn't really sure how I was gonna approach this episode. So I think what we're just gonna do is just go over each building that we've built so far in the season and just talk briefly over them and kind of give you guys an idea of what my inspiration is, or just keep it simple and just say, hey, it's a nice building, look at that. No. Not gonna do anything too crazy. So yeah, this is the first building that I've built in the season. Back in episode... I think I started building this in episode 2, I believe. Yeah, because we spent the first episode running over 2 years and getting some of the goodies like the modern accent stuff. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the case. I should have done my research, but we're winging it, so it's all good. Let me show you guys the inside. This is actually the most decorative building I have so far. So yeah, we got a nice little chimney fireplace over here. I still got some fish from like day 5 or 6, I don't know. This is all from Virginia and Calvin, by the way. They've been amazing and brought me all these fish. I'm pretty sure they're not edible now, but yeah, and I got a huge collection of pouches because I kept getting attacked every single night. We got all the seeds over here and some produce. You know, looking pretty good. And we got our nice little bed here. I didn't have this when I first started building this, I believe. I think I added this in later because it was quite difficult to get skins. Actually, that was until I started laying down these little things. Like, for some reason all the deer kept running into them, so that was awesome. Definitely took advantage of that. And we got a nice little garden here in the front, which I ended up trying to defend a little bit because they kept getting destroyed, but unfortunately that did not really work out. And we got a nice little outside fireplace for whatever reason. I think it's because I wanted to build a chimney, but I couldn't really figure out how I wanted to do that, so I ended up doing something like this, which kind of works, I guess. No, it's nice. It'll do. And we got a nice little back porch over here, looking out over the amazing view here. I was planning on cutting down most of these trees here and opening up the view a bit, but I never really got around to that. And there's a guy down there. Can we snipe him from here? Yup. I missed. Try again. They changed the arrow trajectory recently and it's quite tricky. Can't really tell if I'm... Oh, something I've met. Alright, moving on. Let's see here. What is the next thing I built? I think it's the storage area. Oh, and this is the same fireplace I had since day 1 as well. That's pretty cool. My little bone collection here. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the second thing I tried to build. Is a little storage area, which I was gonna build like a roof and stuff over it, but I ended up deciding against that because it was too much of a pain to build it while all the storage was in here. So I either had to remove everything or just leave it like this, and this is the end result. Alright, and the next thing over here, I think... I don't remember which building came first. Okay, yeah, so I did end up looking it up real quick, and so this is the second building we've built, which turned out pretty freaking cool. I did have some struggles building some of these parts. Like, if I had to rebuild this building today, I would have done 10 times better. Well, yeah, it's pretty simple. I called this one the Buddha shop. Not the Buddha shop, the butcher shop. And basically what it's meant to be is just a giant kitchen. Like, I got all these fireplaces over here with pots that I filled all the way up. And yeah, we got all the goodies here, tons of fire storage and tons of drying racks as well. And back then I was trying out the Greg soup stew as well, so I ended up collecting these parts and setting them up. So if I needed some more, I could just grab one of these and just go with that. Okay, apparently I had quite a few legs on me. And other than that, we had a little jumping pad on the side here, which I laid down with a tarp. Let me show you guys real quick. So I had it something like this, and you could just jump on here for whatever reason. I don't know, it's just for fun. And we got a little backboards over here, which I couldn't decide if I wanted to have a roof over it, but I think I decided against it. It definitely looks like it. Oh yeah, upstairs is nothing really too fancy. I was gonna decorate it a little bit, but yeah, you know, you probably know by now that I don't really enjoy decorating, so that never happened. Let's see, and the next thing is these little two thingies, because the animal update dropped with the rabbits and stuff. So I had a few rabbits here, but unfortunately they passed away because of me not taking care of them. And after that we started building the armory over here, which is... the idea was really cool. I was gonna put like, what do you call those things? The armor stands all the way around here with every single armor piece. But as you can see, that never happened either. We got a little loft up here as well, which for some reason has a fireplace, which I was supposed to build downstairs, but for some reason put up here for whatever reason. We got a little balcony up here, which I was gonna use for something as well, but I can't remember. That's okay. But yeah, it's a pretty decent building. I was really enjoying building this shape, and it was quite difficult getting it right, but I think I did the best I could. Maybe I could have done better with the knowledge that I have now, because it has been a while since I've built this. Like, I was around this area back, let's see here, yeah, pretty much almost exactly a year ago, so that is crazy. After that we built the gazebo, which is pretty nice. I really like this building, but it was really wasn't all that great to build, to be honest. Quite stressful. And yeah, nothing much to say about this. I do have a little throne over here, which I thought was pretty cool. And I was gonna put all these planter boxes around and stuff. And I had a fireplace in the middle at some point too, but I don't know what happened to it. That's okay though. Can you use these little side bit thingies? No. Fair enough. Next up we built this little path here. Of course with the thing in the middle here. Actually that was in between building the armory and the butcher, I believe. Yeah. And let's see here. After that we went all the way out here and set up the little sulfite upgrade thingamabob farm thingy. So yeah, we got a bunch of traps around here, and I had quite a lot of fun building these and using it as well. I never really upgraded every single weapon. I only upgraded these two, because I'm pretty sure that it's the only one I really need. Technically you can upgrade literally every single one of these weapons, including the range weapons like the shotgun, and I think you can even upgrade the guitar if you really want to, which is pretty crazy. I think next season we're gonna get more into this and upgrade every single armor piece. But this time around I didn't really feel the need to do that. Especially since ammo is not really widely available. So yeah. And after that we got the greenhouse. This one was pretty fun to build too. Especially since I came up with the idea to use tarps every other roof piece. And I think that turned out pretty well. I'm quite happy with that. I mean, it doesn't really serve any purpose, but yeah, it just looks pretty cool. I did have to go back recently and finish up the rest of this, because I left quite a few things open and I never really did the interior. So yeah, I went back and did that real quick. So we got tons of bushes over here, which is awesome. Nice little guarana berries, and in the back here we got some blueberries, which we can... Oh, hi Kelvin. Haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, in the back we got the blueberries, which we can access from here. I really like the way the blueberries bushes look actually over here. It's quite nice. I wish we could plant these two. Nice little pink bushes. I like it. But yeah, never really got to use it, unfortunately. That's okay though. Speaking of guarana berries, actually, I had a smoothie today that had some those berries in them. It was quite delicious. It was strawberry, guarana, and something else. Not that you guys probably care really about that, but still. Thought I'd mention it. Go and eat some real quick, by the way. There we go. Easy peasy. And that's pretty much everything for this area, so... next up is the swamp base. So I'm gonna make my way over there, which is on the other side of the map here, so... I got some flying to do, so I'll just meet you guys over there. Oh, actually, before we go, I should probably show you guys this real quick. My little jump pad over here. It's not really all that exciting, but still. It's worth showing since it's part of the base. Yeah, got a nice little jumping pad, and if I equip my glider here, there it is. We can just go whoop and fly pretty much everywhere on the map, because you can kind of cheese the flying system by going down and upwards with a nice angle. I think next season we're gonna build at this lake again. I really want to build over here again, but I never... I was going to at some point, but I decided against it. But I think definitely next season we'll do that. And here we are at the swamp base. So this place actually is a bit special to me, because this is where I actually started to develop my building skills a little bit more. That makes sense. The only thing that makes me a little bit sad is because I had more plans for this. And I kind of cut it off early. For whatever reason that I don't remember. But yeah, the idea was to pretty much fill up this entire part of the lake with buildings, but yeah, I didn't get around to that, unfortunately. Maybe next time or even the season after that we can do that. But yeah, I think I started off with this little building over here. I made this platform at first and then made this building. As you can see, it's the most decorated out of all of them, so yeah, this is where I spend most of my nights. Of course, we got some drying racks, all the bits and bobs that you need to survive. You don't really need much to survive, do you, in this game? You don't really need to, actually. Unless you're challenging yourself by being a vegan or something, I don't know. Let's see, I think the second building was this one. Which, we're gonna ignore that and pretend we never saw that. Apparently I forgot to finish up here. That's embarrassing, because I came here at some point and I'm pretty sure I was gonna finish that, but yeah, moving on. This place doesn't have a door. That's always nice. But yeah, these were the last two buildings. And then I guess I got bored of this area or something. I don't know what happened. But yeah, that's very unfortunate. But still, it's a really cool cool area. Let me go ahead and go in free cam real quick. Let's see, I got two ways to go free cam. One is this X free cam, which basically allows me to fly, which is pretty cool. But it's from a mod. And the other way is to just free camera on. This is what I use to make screenshots, because you can control your camera pretty well. And you can look at yourself. Hi there. With my pajamas on. But yeah, as you can see, it's quite nice, especially if I make these piers a little bit bigger and yeah, just put more buildings in. This place definitely could have been quite something, but yeah, fortunately never got around to it. That's okay though. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the swamp base. It's a really cool area though. I might come back here next time as well, or choose one of the other areas. I don't know yet. I guess we'll see. Right, on to the next one. Alright, then next up is the castle. Well, actually thought I heard something. Actually the little building next to the castle. Because this is where I started off with. You know, I needed a little place to sleep, so yeah, it's nice and cozy. I like it actually, it's quite nice. Did I use the like preset thingy? Let's see here. It kind of looks like it, doesn't it? Is this page? Which page is it again? It's one of these. Yeah, I think it may have been. Oh no, never mind. No, this one is a little bit bigger. Yeah. Anyway. So yeah, this was just gonna be the base of operations. This used to be a roof, but somehow it collapsed. I don't remember exactly what happened, but definitely one of the mobs destroyed it, so that's always nice. What is? Are you chopping up your own friends? That's really weird. Okay, there's more noises happening. Hi. Excuse me. Oh, actually. Oh, you guys fight each other. That's nice. Okay. Keep at it. I'm just gonna continue on with the tour then. Oh, never mind. Stop bothering me. I've got stuff to do. We just reset everything with trap. That will keep him out. Woo! That scared me. Right. Get wrecked. Nice. Oh, that's what I always loved about this castle. It's the defense. But yeah, let me go ahead and go in free cam mode again. Let's see here. Free camera on. That will make things a little bit easier. But yeah, I'm quite proud of this base as well. It's a small castle, you know, it's not the biggest one, but it definitely survived. Especially with all the traps surrounding it, it was really cool. And this is also where we did the armor upgrade, which was pretty fun. I really enjoyed that part as well. And we got a little tower here, looking pretty fancy smancy. Quite like it, and especially combining it with the wood, like using the wood as like little trims, really helped bring in, making it pop, you know? If that makes sense? But yeah, it's definitely not the fanciest place, but I really like it because it's just... It makes sense for this world, you know? This is the kind of place I would like to live in. If I had to live in this world, so yeah, I really like that. I can't remember where I got the inspiration from, but I definitely did some concept art research of like tiny castles, and something like this came up. And yeah, I really like that I was able to make the defensive door as like the entrance. And oh, hold on, I'm being attacked here. Free camera off. Hello. Oh, that's Kelvin. Hi. Scare me like that. But yeah, I think if I had to build this again today, I would probably want to make the courtyard a little bit bigger, maybe up to this one or even one foundation further, and then put the tower. I think that would have been a little bit nicer. Yeah, I have like 2 walls here, and then the entrance will be like right over here, and then 2 walls again. Yeah, that change probably would have been better. But still, it's still a nice place. Nothing much really on the inside is happening. I made a bunch of these fireplaces, which I never used a single time. Oh, never mind, I did. There's still some soup here. Let me take advantage of that. Sip. Awesome. Down here was gonna be my bedroom, but I never got around to that either. We had this little room here, which had all the train wrecks. Because I was trying to keep Virginia and Kelvin out from stealing my food, but they still somehow managed to grab them, so that didn't really work out. Up here was gonna be like a storage area and stuff, but I just plopped down a bed here and called it a day, as I usually do. The tower is nothing really special either. You can go up and down. We got a little walkway here, which was pretty cool. I used the suspending bridges, which I never really used up until this point either, so that was pretty cool to use. And you can kind of overlap them as well, as you can see, which I thought was pretty awesome as well. But yeah, that's all there is to this, I guess. Right, Cohen? So yes. Thank you. Alright, on to the next project. Alright, here we are again. So this is probably one of my biggest projects I've built this season. Well, I'm almost pretty certain it is, actually. But yeah, it's the kind of like a mansion slash... Yeah, I guess you could kind of call it a mansion, or more like a... It kind of reminds me of like a resort, you know? For me personally, I've only seen the movies, but... Yeah, like those giant log cabins, you know what? Probably know what I mean. the ones you see on in like the movies and stuff. But yeah, this is definitely the point where I started to really develop my building skills, especially with the dormers. I've started to fall in love with making dormers because of this building. But yeah, ever since then I try to include them in pretty much every single building. But yeah, we got this, it started off down here. I made this giant little room with a little tuggy hole in it. That's where I pretty much slept every single day until I finished this building. So yeah, that was pretty cool. And then of course we started to build up here. I didn't have this wraparound porch at first. I think that came in later. So at first this building was pretty much straight. And yeah, we got a little kitchen area over here. We got all the bits and bobs here and all the goodies. Moving on to a living room space. Got a nice little couch here with another fireplace. I like my fireplaces. And I kind of lit it up pretty well in here as well. You know, I never really liked placing down lights because my graphics card couldn't really handle it. Like every single torch took pretty much 5 FPS off my game, so that wasn't all that great. Over here we got the bedroom, of course. And I did end up putting a few armor stands down with all the goodies. I made the deer hide armor, which I think looks pretty cool. I quite like it. Of course, we're getting plenty of mutant armor, so that one was pretty easy. This one is just leaves and... what else do you use? I think leaves and cloth, if I'm not mistaken. Where's the leaves? There it is. Yeah, leaves and cloth, so yeah, that's pretty easy to make. You get plenty of cloth exploring around the world, so... the final one was gonna be the tech armor, but I never really got around to it. Because the tech armor takes quite a lot, if I remember. Yeah, it's all that things at the bottom there. There's a GPS locator. Oh yeah, of course. I was like, wait a minute. But you can also 3D print them, so... like, why would you make them? So yeah, that's pretty much it. We got some planters in the back here, which kept me fed quite nicely. I really like that. Let's see, the next one was the storage building, I believe. This one was really cool to make as well. You know, we got every single thing that we need pretty much to build anything in this storage area. So that was really awesome. For some reason I couldn't fill in these gaps. So I just kept it like this. But I'm okay with that. I kind of like it having it as open as possible. There were a lot of pillars in here which I ended up being able to remove. I'm not really sure if I showed that, but I definitely did it, came back later at some point. So yeah, pretty much with these, let's see, 4, 8 block holders, you could pretty much build an entire building out of that, so that was pretty cool. Tons of stones, of course, and all those bits and bobs. And of course I made a little path here, which was pretty nice. Hey Virginia, how you doing, girl? Actually, since it's spring, not that it really matters, but I like giving you this sundress. There you go. Aww. Let's see here, what else did I make here? The next thing I did was the fishing hut, which is also one of my favorite buildings so far. Especially because it's connected to a little pier here. I can just imagine myself fishing over here. It's all nice and cozy. And you can actually see the fish down there. Unfortunately, we don't have fishing poles in this game though, but still, it's nice to pretend. And in here, there's not really much to it. For some reason I did the floor like this, which in some games it works quite well, but in this game I'm not so sure. I guess it looks alright. And after that I built the gazebo. Maybe it was before that. I don't really remember. But yeah, I really wanted to have a gazebo over here, so I ended up building that. And it turned out alright. It's slightly taller than normal walls, which I thought was pretty cool. But yeah, other than that, it's there's not much to it. Still, it's nice. I like it, especially with this little waterfall over here. So awesome. And ignore that part. I was gonna build something over there, but I never got around to it. Not really sure if I explained it, but yeah, it doesn't really matter. There's nothing over there, so we're not gonna bother showing that. And the final building in this area is just up this hill here. I called it a little farmhouse because it kinda, well, it is kinda shaped like a farmhouse. At least in my opinion. So yeah, we got a nice little big front porch here. Some side bits and bobs. The inside is bare bones. I never even got around to get rid of all the pillars. So that shows you how much work I've done over here. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I really like the roof shape, especially with the little dormer in the middle there. Really cool. I should have put some dormers in the back here, but I don't think I wanted that at that time. But yeah, now looking at it, I really wanted some dormers over here. That's okay though. I think I would have liked to see a few more scattered around this area. Along the edges of the area, if that makes sense. That would have looked really cool. That's okay. Oh yeah. Also, we got the little animal barn over here. It's filled with all the rabbits. You guys are still alive? That's awesome. How you guys doing? And just feed them, even though it doesn't really matter. Because most likely after this episode wraps up, we're never gonna see them again. Aw, should I just let them go? Yeah, let's do that. Release. Be free! You too. And you too. There's so many of them, holy crap. Look at them go. Oh, that's nice. Alright, I'm bored. Sorry. You guys, I'm still gonna be stuck. Yeah, that's all the things we've done over here. Of course, everything over here took quite a while to make. And I had quite a lot of fun building over here. We also have this little thing here, which made a lot of noise, so I only used it for like a day. But it was pretty cool. I liked it. Alright, moving on to the final project. Project. Here we go. Made it over to the final location of the world tour. I gotta say, man, I'm quite sad that things are wrapping up, but I'm also excited because we're gonna be able to do a new playthrough and, you know, getting to more adventures and more exciting stuff, so yeah, that is awesome. Which is also why this episode has been taking a little bit longer, because I'm kinda been dreading making this one. It's been kinda making me just slightly emotional. Not really to the point where I'm like crying or anything, but more like I'm gonna miss this, you know? But yeah, that's enough of that. So yeah, this project actually started out with this little bridge here for some reason. But I really wanted to make a bridge ever since I pretty much started this game. And this is the result of it. It's definitely a really cool bridge, especially from like this little angle over here. It turned out amazing. It was quite a pain to build, I'm not gonna lie. Especially because I wanted to have these gaps here. Like if I just made this one single structure, then it would have been pretty easy, but I wanted to do something fancy and yeah, it turned out pretty great. It's so cool. I honestly don't really use this bridge that as often as I should, but still, it's nice. You can just walk through and get to the other side, and bada bing bada boom. I usually end up just jumping on the roof, to be honest, and just running across, which is pretty funny to me. And of course the next building, which is the first official building of this area. And yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite ones. It was quite difficult getting this little shape thing going, but I think I kind of nailed it. Why does that look a little bit crooked? Am I crazy? No, it is a little bit crooked. Huh. Interesting. Can I repair it? No. Weird. Anyway, we got some rabbits over here. They're looking pretty happy. The inside, of course, you've probably seen it like a million times, but I'm just gonna go over it again. We got a little bed for Virginia and Kelvin, which they never ever used. Kelvin usually ends up sleeping over here, and Virginia just wanders off into Narnia, I guess. We got my little cooking fire over here, which I still use to this day. Other than that, there's nothing much to it. Yeah, it's quite tiny, but I like small buildings, you know, it's nice and cozy. Gives me a little bit more of a homey feeling, you know. I don't really like building giant buildings, to be honest. Sometimes I like to do it just because it's more popular for YouTube videos, and of course sometimes it's a nice change of pace. Having like one giant project to focus on. And the next building we built, I think, was what was gonna be the storage area, which is these two little buildings over here. Of course, in my typical fashion, I never did anything with it. Well, it's still pretty cool. These buildings are quite nice and spacious, so if I ever go to this world again for whatever reason, we can use it as storage area, so that's always nice. We got the dam, which we used to block anything from falling whenever we were building the bridge. Yeah, nothing too crazy about that. Let's see, the next building was this big building over here, which was gonna be like the town hall or like a storage area for the mounts. But yeah, it's empty. You could probably expect it by now. That's okay though. I think I definitely want to make sure to do at least a little bit, make a little bit more effort into decorating. I know I keep saying that, but this time I think it's for real. The next thing I think was this little tree house. So we used this to store our meats and stuff. And it's been working out really great so far, like nothing has been stolen. I think maybe a couple times actually, but mostly because of eagles and stuff. But Kelvin and Virginia cannot definitely not grab anything from here, so that was quite nice. And of course the next one was this little area, which is one of my favorite areas in the game so far as well. Definitely my top, the first in like the top 3 if I had to choose which buildings I like the most. And this is the first one, which I kind of took inspiration from Red Dead Redemption 2. Trying not to spoil you anything, but yeah, later in the game you end up building a house. And it kind of looks similar to this one. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. Yeah, empty. Later on I added in this little porch here, which I never really finished because it's not really working correctly. Let me show you guys real quick. Like anytime we try to add any platforms to here, it just doesn't want to do anything, so yeah, that kind of sucked, but that's okay. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect, and it works, so it's all good. Oh yeah, I did also make a little planter area over here as well, which has been working out really great, keeping me nice and fat. And yeah, we're just going from clockwise, so over to this little building, which I ended up making 2 dormers over here, which is pretty awesome. Yeah, these are nice and fancy. This is a really nice space as well. We got a little storage over here. Yeah, not much to say about that other than this is definitely one of my favorite builds. And of course the next one is this one, which I added in a few planter pots for some reason. Never really did the insides, looks like. Just gonna ignore that. And the final building is this one. And this one was really cool. This was just from a few episodes ago, and yeah, it was really fun to build this one. I got this building off a screenshot from a game called Lens Island. And I really liked that building, so I ended up deciding to build it over here. And it worked out really well. It fits really nicely in this game, in my opinion, so yeah, that's pretty much that. And this was supposed to be the final building, but of course recently I decided to build one more building, which is all the way over here. And I'm really glad I did, because it adds so much more to the village. And that is this little building over here. So yeah, it's nothing too fancy, but it definitely did the job. And we got a nice little thingy over here, with some sticky out bits and bobs, and a little dormer in the back here. Well, yeah, it's quite fancy for such a small building, and I like that I was able to put in so much detail into it. But yeah, And that's pretty much it, I think. Yeah. That was pretty quick. Oh yeah, nothing much to see. Oh, look at this shot over here. Ah, gorgeous. I love it. Should I take like a screenshot over here? I think I should. Camera on. Yeah, look at that. Oh, that is perfect for the wall tour. Do like this, and then we'll make the time. Set time of day. Noon. Look at that. Bam. Awesome. Don't know why I decided to show you guys that, but that's okay. Alright, so yeah, that pretty much wraps up the world tour. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it turns out okay as well. I was gonna make it a little bit more special, but I think this is better for me to do it like this. So yeah, like I said, I hope it turns out alright. And man, it's so hard to talk right now. I hate this part. But yeah, we're gonna take a little short break between seasons. I'm gonna play a little bit of Enshrouded for a little while before we start the new season. So probably gonna take like a month, maybe 2. I guess we'll have to see how long that Enshrouded series goes. But I hope you guys will join me over there as well. And if not, I'll see. Hope to see you guys in the next season. I'm definitely super excited to get there and start this new adventure. I don't know what else to say right now. I guess what I'm trying to say as well is thank you guys so much for being so awesome and joining me along this journey. Even if you only watch like a few episodes or watch every single one of them, just thank you guys so freaking much. Like I think back in that day, I was around 200, maybe 300 subscribers, maybe even less. And right now we're sitting at a nice almost 900 subscribers. So yeah, that is mind-blowing to me that so many of you guys watched any of my shows. So it's just awesome, and I appreciate it so much. All the support and all the comments you guys left, and just watching in general. So yeah, for the final time, I am gonna call this video here today, guys. So if you end up enjoying the video, make sure to leave a like and comment if you want. And also if you're new here and you want to see more, make sure to subscribe. Alright, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.